Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome. We always love to see new faces. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming to see us again. My name's Michelle, and today we're going to have a little bit of a whip and chat. So I am currently working on Emma Casey's Dragon Seasons. I'm working on just the autumn panel for Trills and Chills, for a season of change, and for fall small shop along. So we're going to work on that for just a little bit today. I don't know if I will finish my section here that I have open during the chat or not. If not, that's okay. Um, I will complete it throughout. But sorry, I found a piece of cat sprinkle. There we go. Um, I'll finish it throughout. No big deal. I try to complete sections while I'm on WIP and chats, but I also sometimes wonder if um, you guys get, the same satisfaction out of watching WIP and chats if I'm doing them, because I am left-handed, which means that almost the whole time I'm laying drills, I'm also covering, the majority of the picture, and you're not getting to see it as much. But, if that's the case and something that, creates a problem for you, treat this like a podcast. Pull something out of your own to work on, and um, you know, diamond paint along with me while you just kind of listen along and answer questions and that kind of thing. So, WIP, if you are new to diamond painting and don't understand that term, WIP stands for work in progress. And of course, a chat is where I just chat away at you guys. Um, I have my coffee, and I think I have all the drills that I need for this section. There's kind of an insane amount of colors of drills for this little section, so which is fun. I mean, I like confetti. I'm good with it, but I guess I can't guarantee that I actually grabbed all the drills that I need. Because sometimes you lose track of like what symbols have you pulled and which symbols have not been pulled. So there is that. But I'm pretty sure I have everything. So I didn't do it with this one because this was the one I'd poured for, kind of the beginning of our little chat, and I didn't want, stuff in the way. That But one of the tricks that I've learned when you're doing a really, high confetti area, and you're like me, you like to have all your drills pulled so you're not interrupting workflow while, um, painting, is that I take whatever set of drills that I'm working on, and I either lay it symbol side up, right to the side, or I will lay it down here if my kit is smaller, But this way, if something happens, like let's say one of the cats knocks something over, or a kiddo needs something from me, or my husband, or what have you. If something happens and I have to pause and come back, I'm not left staring at drills in a tray and being like, I, I don't remember. I don't. I don't remember, right? Um, and I don't know, maybe that is just me. Maybe that is just a me issue. But if you get interrupted, or if you just like to diamond paint while you watch TV or listen to an audiobook or, you know, anything like that, where your brain might not necessarily stay 100% focused on what, color is what, I have found that this helps me tremendously with not getting things mixed up. So, another thing, ooh, hey, those flew everywhere. I don't usually have jumpers like that. I will find it. Um, Another thing is that usually you see me using, oh, I see it. My tray bricks, which is another thing that I do so that I don't get confused about what color I'm in. And I love my tray bricks, guys. They are an absolute lifesaver. This whole like pouring in, pouring out, pouring in, pouring out, um, just kind of feels like it takes a lifetime. And I would much rather be spending that time working on my section. But this is a canvas that's going to take me a full year. I'm only doing the sections like when they're in season. And so I did not want to have, and there's 100 colors in this kit. Now, obviously, you're not necessarily using all 100 colors for each season. But, you know, I didn't want to kit up just what I needed for that season because then you take the chance of like losing baggies. In my case with kittens and things, you take the chance of baggies being eaten and mutilated and I apologize, guys. I'm going to drink some of my coffee. Um, just all kinds of things. So I feel like they're safer in my Elizabeth Ward system. But I didn't want to put them in my tray brick system because I didn't want to have, half of my tray bricks, being in use for a whole year. I wanted to be able to use all of those for kits that I'm working on as the year progresses. So I chose not to put these in my tray bricks. Um, I frequently regret that decision every time that I have to pour in and pour out. But I think that is a me issue. Like I really do. I think that is a me issue. Um, so, and I've seen a lot of people, they've got these like knockoff tray brick systems on AliExpress and Temu, and I'm going to guess Amazon, although I have not specifically looked for it on there. And I need to do the math. Like I am not confident in saying right this minute whether or not this is true. I need to do the math. But I get 10 larges for like $32, I believe, of the tray bricks. And that comes out to, and I don't math, so you guys forgive me, but I mean it's like roughly $3.20 a tray. It might be, I might have done that math correctly. I don't know. We'll math later. But I know the knockoffs are like $2.56 each. So you are saving, 70 cents a tray, which over time, 70 cents a tray is, a good amount of money. Why is there no, oh, is that where my little plastic piece fell earlier that I couldn't find? So when I was trimming, yes, okay. So when I was trimming my piece earlier, this fell and I couldn't find it. And I mentally was like, well, I'll find it while I'm painting. And yes, I did. And so, um, you know, 70 cents a tray over time is a lot of money. Let's see, 70 cents a tray and they only have the large sized ones in knockoffs. They don't have the small size in knockoffs. Um and so I'm not going to count the 100 small ones that I have. I'm just going to count the 100 large ones that I have. But I mean, that's $70 difference, which is not a small amount. But really the big difference between the tray bricks and the knockoffs, some of the knockoffs have grid things that you can put in them, which that's actually kind of cool. I'm thinking about trying out one of those. But the lids aren't hinged. They are slide on and off, which I can 100% see a benefit either way. Like the hinged lid, I don't have to ever worry about losing a lid or an animal carrying it off or whatever because it doesn't come off. But I also, well, hello, Kitty. Hello. Yeah. Okay, we're going to pause for just a moment so I can get Kitty off my table. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. So we have a couple of new kittens and we have a couple of older cats. And the older cats are feeling a little bit displaced. So sometimes they are needing a little bit of love and reassurance. And so the ginger kitty that popped up here is one of my older kitties. Now she sleeps with us every night, so she gets lots of hugs and loves at night. But she is still feeling a little displaced by the babies. So every once in a while she will make herself known and be like, "Hey, love me too." And so we try very hard to accommodate um, what they need as long as we can at the moment. Um, because we want all of our pets to feel healthy and safe and secure and loved. And my daughter found a random kitten yesterday that she and her dad took to the shelter. Why am I dropping drills? Um, and they said that they are unable to take any new strays, um, because they are bursting at the seams. And so they are going to get the kitten checked out because it looked a little sickly, and um, we did not want to endanger our animals. Um, but once it gets a clean bill of health, um, part of the agreement was that we had to agree to foster. So there will be another new kitten um, next week, probably around Tuesday. Um, and so I warned my husband. I was like, if it comes here to be fostered, um, the likelihood of it ever leaving is pretty much zero. And he looked at me and he's like, I know. So it looks like we are going to get a third kitten. Um, which, I mean, I love the fact that my daughter's heart is in the place that it is when she wants to make sure everyone is safe and healthy, and that she saved this kitten. I am a little less happy at the idea that we're now going to have 5 cats, but um, we can, and so I guess we shall. So anyway, I think I was talking about trays. And honestly, I think I was about done talking about trays. Just, I'm trying to make the decision of, do I want to try some of the knockoffs, some of the ones with slider lids. Um, oh, did it again. Versus, sticking solely with my tray bricks. And I bring this up only because I am getting like a callus here from opening and closing, or well, I guess not really closing, opening my tray bricks. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, as much as I love them and I'm going to keep using them, um, maybe a slider lid wouldn't be such a bad idea. Like I and here's the only reason that I've been hesitant about slider lids, because I do have animals. And so if it's been rare, but there have been 2 occasions that someone has knocked a tray um, off my table, and because the tray bricks close so well, I have not had any spills yet. Knock on wood. And so I'm wondering. I'm hesitant about the slider lids because I don't know if they stay closed as well in the event of something getting knocked off. So maybe I will order one. And I know they're a little bit more expensive in sets of one, but maybe I will order one and do some testing with it, and, you know, put it through the ringer, so to say, and see if it works as well. But they some of them come with tray systems, like stands, and so those I'm seriously considering getting. Um, because right now I have all of my tray bricks in like a plastic carry-all type box, and that works for me. But also, is that one? Yeah, that one has a little tag on it. Nope, the tag's not just popping off. So, feed the dragon. Um, so I'm really intrigued by that idea. I think that would, come in super handy. Uh, oh, hi, baby. This is Zadie. This is the little one that likes to be held while I'm diamond painting. Here's the problem with me holding you today, my love. I've got a microphone on, and every time you're up here when I have a microphone on, people can't hear me anymore. So let me finish my video and I will hold you, okay? Um, yeah, she's looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Um, she is my little diamond painting buddy, and she is coming right back. No, baby, no, baby, not today. Not right this minute. Not right this minute. Yeah, in just a few minutes. Okay. Um, she like within minutes of me sitting down to diamond paint, um, she is right there in my arms. Okay, keep going, keep going. And she will just go to sleep and sleep in my arms as long as I sit and diamond paint. Um, but we can't do that while I'm filming, baby girl. I know. Okay. So, um, maybe I should definitely invest, but I'm afraid of the towers. Again, with having the animals, um, I'm afraid the towers will just not survive. So, and that is 100% a me issue. Um, but I am very intrigued and really would like some type of tray system, just because it's so much easier to see the colors and good grief, Charlie Brown, what is going on? I don't normally drop drills with this pen, and I've got plenty of putty. All right, well, maybe it just needed a tiny bit more of a twist. Who knows? Um, so I I don't know. Maybe I try it and find out. Ooh, speaking of pens, I won a blank in the Dragonlings and Books Facebook group. Um, and I mean, I didn't win it like as part of a like part of the event or anything like that. Like there was a group that dropped some blanks in the group because they all looked very Dragongling-esque. And so I put my name on the pins that I liked the way that they looked, and I won. I actually won my favorite one, which was made me super super excited. So they are turning that, and I should have that pin in time for the November Randall Spangler event. So I am ridiculously excited about that. Um, Partially because, now I'm going to have a dedicated Spangler pen, but also because I've never had a hand turned pen before. And so I am like, this will be my first, my first hand turned pen. And honestly, probably one of my only hand turned pens. Um, I hopefully do not see myself turning into one of those people that have um, huge pin stashes, um, because I would rather spend my diamond painting budget on canvases as opposed to accessories. And now, do not misunderstand. The people that have the matching pins and matching release papers and matching trinket trays and matching uh, cover minders and matching, I can't even think of other accessories right now. But the people who choose to be super matchy, I love that for them. I do. I think it, oh, sorry. I think it is incredibly adorable. I, there is definitely a part of me that wants to be that kind of person. Um, but I know me well enough to know that I would, be halfway through with a canvas before I would remember, like, oh yeah, I have all this stuff. Like, it's just, it's not convenient for the way my brain works. So, as much as there is definitely a part of me that's like, oh, that looks like fun, I also know that, like, that would just fizzle and die with me really quickly. And that would be a whole lot of money that I would have spent on things that I don't actually end up enjoying because I would forget that I had them, or um, would be sad that I had them but didn't use them. I was hoping I could get away without having to shake this one because there's so few, but apparently not. Um, and then it would just turn into a whole kerfluffle, and I don't want a kerfluffle. So I don't want to be one of those people. But having said just that, um, I am also considering, because I love my pick me pins. Like, those are by far, like, if I'm gonna single place, those are my go-to pins. Now I did order some of the metal pick and place pins from, not the pins, but like the inserts for the pins, um, from DAC when I made one of my orders. Um, when those came back into stock, I didn't get them the first time around, because I wasn't using their pin. Um, I hadn't I hadn't gotten one yet, I don't think. Um, let me see. Is that one easy for me to grab? Yeah, here it is. So this is the one I'm talking about. Now, I have used it enough that I've kind of worn off the logo. But I had been placing just the copper barrel. Like, I pull these out of the pins when they come in, and I had been putting that inside here, and because this opening is just, it's just too big, right? Like it creates a mess. But there was no good way to hold it in. It just kept kind of like coming out. It works. It's a great work around. Somebody talked about using just a tiny bit of super glue. And it's a great workaround, but then they came out with the metal ones and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go with those. So I have this and I will use this with the metals. So, and then I have my cat-eared, because I love cat-eared placers on this end, and it works really well. So I do use that. I use that less now, that my tip keeps coming out and it's a pain. And I haven't gotten my my metal one yet. And so when the metal one comes in, we'll see if I use it more as a single placer. But I love my Pick Me pins as my single placers, and they are super cheap. They're like $5-6 a pin, and they're refillable, so I don't have to go buy a new pin. So I've thought about, is that seriously the only two there were? Well, that was all right. Usually if there's only like one or two of them, I just get them out of the case itself. Should have done a better job checking for symbols before I poured a bunch out. And I'm okay, so I'm torn. Part of me wants to order a Pick Me pen from there's an Etsy shop that puts really cute designs on the barrel part of the Pick Me pen. And so part of me wants to do that. The other thing I'm considering doing is ordering an Ivy's Dazzlers pen. They are, I'm sorry, I'm looking for a particular sign or symbol that I know I pulled out. I remember pulling out, and now I'm failing to find it, but maybe it's just buried back here. Anyway, but I am also considering ordering an Ivy Dazzlers pen because I have heard so many great things about them, and they are specific to diamond painting. They are meant to be used like they're the diamond painting equivalent of the Pick Me pen. Here it is. Yep, it was just buried. Specifically for diamond painting. So I am seriously considering getting one of those. Feed the dragon. People that have them love them. You very, very rarely see them on like pin destashes and stuff. And when you do see them, you gotta jump on them if you want them. So I don't know. I've kind of considered getting one of those. but those are super, super expensive. Um, those will run like to get the pin that I want with a single placer on one end and a multi-placer on the other. And I would get the four placer. That seems to kind of be my sweet spot. Um, it's like 140 or more, depending on options. But I think the least I have been able to um, kind of configure. Oh, excuse me, kind of configure is like 140. And I'm like, that is an insane amount of money for a pin. But then I also stop and think, and I'm like, okay, except I will very willingly spend $140 on, three canvases that when I'm done with them, I'm done. Like you can't do a canvas again. Like they're done, they're done. And I'm like, the pin, on the other hand, if it turns out to be what I want and what I'm hoping for, I should at least theoretically be able to use it nigh on forever. Like, you know, barring user error on my part and like breaking it or something. So I'm like, is it really too much? And so I'm struggling with this idea of spending that kind of money on a pen, but also thinking, okay, but like a pen is something that you use over and over and over and over. Is it really too much? I don't know. Help me out. Give me your thoughts. Like, leave me a comment, tell me what you think. Like, is it like, I mean, objectively speaking, $140 is an insane amount of money. But we didn't we didn't pick an overly cheap hobby. And we've oh, that one's upside down. We've spent that kind of money on canvases and things like that. And should I order it? Should I not? Is it too much? I mean, I really like my Pick Me pen, so I already have something that functions the same way an Ivy Dazzler's pen would function. But my Pick Me pen doesn't have an option of having a multi-placer with continual putty. And so that is one of the major selling points for me for the Dazzler pens, is being able to have a single placer and a multi-placer on the same pen that are both continuous putty, that I'm not having to deal with like the stopping and putting, wax or putty or whatever in either end of my pen. And my Pick Me pen, like, I've had this. I'm not quite, like, I won't hit my 1 year anniversary for diamond painting until November. I have had this pen since, I want to say, I want to say that I discovered these in either January or February. And I still have half of my like barrel out. Like I have been using these nonstop. Now this one I've got a little bit more in, but not, you can hear my kids playing with the animals. But I use it all the time. So, and I haven't had to replace putty in it in forever. So, um, I don't know. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Um, should I do it? Should I not? Is it an insane amount of money? Um, should I suck it up and do it once and see if, it becomes my thing? Or should I stick with what I've got and be happy? And honestly, I could go either direction. Like, I just don't know. Okay, since I hear my family kind of up and moving around, I know I didn't get to do much of an update. So maybe I will do another whip and chat later. Um, because when I say much of an update, I did not update you on anything at all. Like I just kept going off on tangents and we never actually got to the update before um, you know, before my family woke up and started being a family. So I will do another whip and chat later this week and we'll do some actual catching up then. All right, my friends. I hope that you have the day that you deserve, and I will see you guys on the flip side.